There was this woman I was dating for a little while, casually dating this woman, and she blew me off, right? And I was like, man, I don't deserve that. The hell with her. But then I bumped into her a week later, and she was nice to me, so we started casually dating again. And surprise, surprise, she blew me off. So I bumped into her last weekend, and it really goes to show that old cliche is true. It's like, you blow me off twice, shame on you. Okay? You blow me off 3 times, what are you doing on Friday? You want to get a beer? No. The answer was no. She did not want to get a beer. I grew up Catholic. I went to Catholic school my entire life. I went to an all-boys Catholic high school. Yeah. We got 1 person here, 2 people here. You guys are either going to love this or hate this, okay? So for anybody who didn't go to an all-boys Catholic high school, I got to tell you, it's the most homoerotic place in the world. It is out of control. I'm talking like the volleyball scene in Top Gun level homoeroticism. Like, John Waters has put on Halloween parties that were less homoerotic than my high school. And I tried to figure out why that is. And this is the best I can come up with. Is that because it's a high school, there's all these teenagers, all these teenage boys. So you have all this this angry, inarticulate adolescent sexuality, all this sexual energy, but there was no women to kind of point it at. So it bubbled over, the pot kind of boiled over in weird ways. And in my school in particular, the way that manifested itself was just dudes whipping it out. Just constantly, in 4 years, I'm talking, dicks as far as the eye can see. Yonder fields of dicks. It was ridiculous. It got to a point where in 4 years, I saw so many dicks that I developed I don't want to say a taste necessarily. Exactly. But I mean, a really good sense of them, I do. I know what they did. I have seen more dicks than anybody. I will go dick to dick with anybody here. Anybody. I mean, I'm a little out of practice, but in my prime, I could pick a dick out of a lineup. I could, if I were to smell a dick. No, forget. If I were just to smell something that dick touched, I could track that dick across. Well, yeah, that's the joke, like a dick dog. Yes, thank you. Across pretty much any terrain. All right, this is getting silly. I'm sorry. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that once I locked onto your dick's ass, there was no way to get me off. No way to get me off. Alright. I'm not a big drug person. I haven't really done any drugs in my life besides drinking. And the reason that I haven't done a lot of drugs is that it's not that they don't seem like fun, but I just don't think I could handle it. On a daily basis, my grasp on reality is we'll call it tenuous for the sake of this conversation. Sometimes Wednesday is more than I can deal with. So the idea of pushing my luck with psychedelic drugs, although they seem exciting, it's just not going to happen. I'm not going to do it. I'll tell you why I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because if I ever did LSD or mushrooms or what's that stuff that you gotta you have to get a shaman in South America. Peyote, not peyote. The second ayahuasca. There's always one scumbag seeker or 2 scumbag seekers that know about ayahuasca. When you did ayahuasca, did you get through the pain and the fear to the good part, or did you just stay in the shitting yourself and vomiting for 8 hours part?
We like to shoot ourselves. It's all good. Awesome.
I'll assume you got to the good part. But I'm not going to do those drugs because I feel like if I did those drugs, I would become one of those urban legends that you hear about. People will be like, what happened to TJ? What I'm going to say is funnier than the one you know, so just trust me. What happened to TJ? It's oh my God, you didn't hear, dude? This dude tries LSD, completely freaks out. Last I heard, he's living down in FDR Park in an upended kiddie pool. Yeah, he's with a colony of feral cats. He says he's their leader. I went out to check on him. The guy chases me away with a wiffle ball bat with nails in it, screaming, "Get out of my Lamborghini!" The weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. That "get out of my Lamborghini" thing, I'll leave you guys with this. That "get out of my Lamborghini" thing is actually partially a true story. The legend goes that in the early 1980s, Miles Davis, the jazz musician, Miles Davis. Sure. I don't know anything about his music. I just know about his crazy behavior. He was in the depths of one of his various drug binges, and he was on an elevator by himself. And a woman got on the elevator. He immediately punches her and screams, "Get out of my Lamborghini!" at her. And that story has stuck with me. I heard it years ago, but it stuck with me. And the reason it stuck with me is, in part, it was very funny. But the other reason it stuck with me is that I could relate to that woman. You know, because if I'm that woman in that moment, like, all I would have been able to think is like, am I in this guy's Lamborghini? Like, he's so much more confident in his version of reality than I am with my version of reality. I think I would have fallen apart right there. Honestly, guys, thank you so much. You guys were amazing. This place is great. Thank you.